Let me bring in our team coverage here. We've got Ryan Riley, we've got Gabe Gutierrez, we've got our legal expert as well. Misty's with us too. And I want to just let people know I'm not looking away from you. I'm reading through the indictment as we all are here. So Misty, I have a question for you because it names here, without specifically saying their names, individual one, individual two, others, who Bolton is exchanging these messages with. You heard Ryan talk about that diary. So somebody sends a note saying, do we get a diary today? Don't think you can do it on this trip. Diary finished, etc. Do those individuals face any legal liability here? Is it possible we could see any charges against them too, Misty?
Well, it certainly could be to the extent that they disseminated information to others. There's the possibility, but really the obligation lies with Bolton. And that's where you're going to see these types of criminal charges. And I do agree. Now we have several indictments come down the pike, but this one is a little bit different in my mind. It's a 5-year investigation. We're talking about the execution of 2 warrants to search his office and his home signed off by federal judges. So this case is a bit different than what we saw against Comey and Letitia James. Obviously, this is an indictment, so it's a probable cause standard, but certainly all of these itemized documents, I'm looking at page 20 in this chart, that is going to be the key questions here, the transmission and the retention of these documents. And in addition to that, are these documents related to national defense information? That's a key characteristic in the statute. They have to be those types of documents in order for it to be criminal conduct.
Because what is next for John Bolton? There's this question, will there be an arrest? Will he self-surrender? How does this typically work? How might it work in this instance, and when?
In this case, he'll likely self-surrender. There'll be an initial court date. The formal charges will be read. His lawyers will make an appearance. He'll enter a plea, presumably based on the comments of his attorney, Abby Lowell, not guilty. And then it will be the next steps off to the races, motion practice, and on its way to trial. And what will be absolutely a very complicated case has been raised by the panel, especially when you're talking about the sensitive nature of these documents, and what each and every document is going to matter, whether it falls under this definition, whether or not it is something that was approved to be retained. All of that is going to be at issue, but that's a sensitive analysis that the attorneys will have to go through in order to bring this case to trial. But I would expect he'll turn himself in. We'll have an initial conference. It'll be similar to what we've seen with Letitia James Comey.
Misty Marris, Ryan Riley, thanks to both of you very much for jumping on with this developing news over the course of the last hour. Thank you.